You guys? Samuel here, and yeah, this is Morning Medicines with Samuel. Yeah, I changed the name of the channel, Morning Medicines with Samuel, and today I just actually want to talk about my recent experience and actually give a testimony, just speaking freely. So, I I I currently so recently I went to the eastern part of Nigeria called Anambra State. Specifically, I was in Onitsha because a factory is being set up over there, and I am part of the operations team. I'm supervising it. Um, so I've been going back and forth between Lagos, western part of Nigeria, and this Anambra, which is in the southern part of Nigeria, going back and forth, going back and forth. And so this last time I went would be the first time that the workers that we hired would resume work in the factory. So first impressions matter a lot. I went by I went impromptu, so I went by road, and I was sat at the back of the bus. And in some states, I'm sorry to say this, but for meters on end, there's no proper road. So I'm dozing off, my head is banging against the glass, and my back, my waist, and everything is hurting. Right? So I get to the factory. I'm able to rest the first night. The second night, the second day, malaria begins to set in. And I feel sickness, like I had migraines on this side of, I won't even say my head, this side of my face, like this. Like, have you ever had those kind of migraines that deep, like, it's like behind your eyes paining you, and like the whole, like some parts of your face, even the left side of your nose is hurting, and then my stomach was turning, and I felt really, really sick. Sick in a way that it's like, man, I didn't want to be here. And just to give a bit more context, right? This factory um, belongs to a family member of mine, right? Belongs to my dad, to be honest. And already he's having a double mind because I have a business of my own here in Lagos. So my dad, being who he is already paranoid. Like, he's hyper observing me, like, is this my son interested in this business, or do we look for another? So me, I'm aware of that fear that he has, like, so I'm obviously trying to overcompensate. I'm obviously trying to, like, manage his fears, his expectations, while also properly fulfilling my role, because there's work to be done, right? So I began to fall sick. By the hour, I was getting worse, still trying to walk around and supervise and this and that. So evening time came. I took paracetamol. I waited for this headache to go down. My stomach was just uncomfortable. I felt like death. And it's been a while since I felt sick. I felt like death. I waited for this paracetamol to work. It no work. Baba, it no work. And I remember thinking that, how would it be that, the MD's son, or rather the MD's right hand, came, right? Because everybody, Everybody else has come from whatever journey they've come from. Nobody fell sick. So why is it now me that all eyes are on, that is supposed to lead and be an example to these workers that will now fall sick? So I went to lie down. And I began to feel worse and worse. And suddenly I felt overwhelmed. Like I just felt like as if I was going to die. Like I remember thinking the thought to myself, this is how people sleep and don't wake up. Like it, I felt like if I slept like this as things were going, I'm not sure that I'm going to wake up. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me to put it in the hands of God. You see, this God that we're serving is a healer. He's a healer. He's a healer. He's a healer, and he's our peace. Prince of Peace. Do you know, as I was on that bed, I began to fear for my life. I began to, because I've been in that predicament before. Like I know that now like these people, they go say Oga Song went to bed and just didn't wake up. I started feeling that sense of overwhelming fear and panic. And I just could not pray. So I just started whispering, help me, help me, help me, Lord, help me, Lord, help me. Do you know that I was able to say, Lord, please heal me? And I'll be honest, I was having doubts, like, if I ask God for healing, right, like, and it doesn't work, waiting go do my, like, what will happen to my faith? Like, you know, like, I know he will still be God, but, you know, when you're having those, it's like, man, Lord, it's just me and you, like, are you going to come through for me or not? Do you know that I said, Lord, please heal me, I beg. I couldn't speak much. I started hearing tongues from my inner man started praying in tongues, praying in tongues, praying in tongues. And the Lord told me, nothing is wrong with you. You'll be all right. When you wake up tomorrow, it will be like it never happened. And I said, that Lord, that it feels as if there's forces. He said, there's nothing going to happen to you. My angels are kept in charge of you. I have kept my angels in charge of you. They are here right now. Clear, not the audible one, but I heard it clear from within me. I said, Lord, thank you. Okay, now that you said this one, I beg, give me rest. Give me rest. Do you know that I don't even know how I slept off? I don't even know how I slept off. And do you want to know the sign of a man that is healed? You see the 10 lepers that Jesus healed, right? And only one came back. The other 9, I don't blame those 9. I'm telling you that I don't blame them. Do you know that I slept so well and I woke up so well that I had forgotten the events of last night? Like I was just bouncing, going about, like I was just filled with energy the next day. I do remember all the things that happened last night. I woke up, no headache, no stomach turning, no fever, no fear, no pains, no ache. I was bouncing. Do you know, it was later that I remembered that, hey, God, I remembered that I was ill and I gave God thanks. God heals And this is not the first time he's healing me. I know that medicine has its place. I know that the doctors have their place. I know that the body system has its place. But I'm telling you the truth. Jesus is a healer and is an ever-present help in our time of need. I was not only just healed, my mind was rejuvenated. I had the energy to do everything that I needed to do. God did not allow me to be ashamed, because if I was sick, it would have caused a discouragement to my father. It would have made a wrong impression of the workers. In this part of the country, right, first impressions matter. You don't show that kind of weakness. Is it not just malaria? Why is it? That was more than malaria that was doing me. The Lord came through for me and healed me. And this is not the first time. Sometime last year, around, I think August, I almost died in the hospital. No one knows that I almost died in the hospital. I was on drip and everything. In the middle of the afternoon, something black came through my wall to come and take me. But God refused. He began to instruct me to walk around. And that's how I got better. I started responding to treatment. I was able to go home that night. You guys, God heals. Don't let anybody deceive you. Help me is a prayer. Lord, I beg is a prayer. If that's what you can pray, pray it. If you cannot pray, groaning is happening. You only need to listen within you. The Lord is a healer, is a helper, is a counselor, is a provider, is a teacher, is a friend, is a comforter. What isn't he that you need? And also not to mislead, just to, in the spirit of openness, later on, I still followed due procedure. A few days later, got my malaria tablets, got my Panadol. I'm not trying to advocate that, medicine by by discipline and by medical scientists, right? So yes, doctors, everything has their place, but let us know who the healer is. There's not just healing for your body, there's healing for your soul, there's healing for your mind, and it's available to us every single day. Don't miss out, man. There's nothing God cannot do. There's nothing He cannot come through for us. I was not just healed, I was restored. I was bouncing. Have you ever been filled with so much energy that it's almost frustrating because there's not enough work to do? That was me the next day. Jesus Christ did that for me. Jesus heals. Don't let anybody deceive you. He heals. Guys, this is Morning Medicines with Samuel. God bless. Have a blessed day. See you tomorrow.